Alright, right now I'm gonna react to this August the Duck because I like August the Duck. Its streamer runs a red light while reading chat. What? Oh my god. I hate YouTubers and streamers that just go out and act like general menaces to society in public. So let's see what she does here. Is she actually gonna put people's lives at risk?
What's this?
There's the red light.
Oh
my god. I don't think she even noticed.
Okay, keep going.
Don't be alarmed, okay? The fresh cut cannot jump through the screen and bite you. I know it appears that way. You can calm down. Guys, today we are looking at a clip that infuriates me to such a bad degree that I've had to take a few breaths here and compose myself before filming this intro, because if there is one thing that makes me more angry than anything else on the planet, it's a person who refuses to acknowledge how their actions will affect other people, no matter how severe it might be. Sounds kind of cryptic, I know. You'll get it. Now, unfortunately, for the greater good of society, IRL streams have become very, very popular over the last, 5 years or so, it feels like, for reasons unbeknownst to me. I've never really been a big streamer guy. I've never gotten into it. Why anybody would want to sit around and watch somebody do basically nothing for 8 hours beats me. Cannot understand it even a little bit, but a lot of people do.
Because they're horny.
For some reason, which, believe it or not, has led to a lot of people making a career out of it. One of those people being
if they're pretty.
A streamer named Extra Emily, who a few weeks ago made a little bit of an oopsie while streaming. Now, I was going to talk about this when it happened, but, you know,
It's because she's reading chats while she's driving.
I forgot, so I didn't, but we're here now. That's all that matters. A few weeks ago, during an IRL stream, Extra Emily was driving, and it looks like she flips her phone around, or flips something around, to read chat or to respond to a text, to do something that was not, you know, pay attention to the road. And while she's doing that, she blows through a red light. After doing that, she doesn't say something like, "Oh shit, I just ran a red light. I'm sorry, guys."
She's not
she basically just excuses it and is like,
some person in another vehicle who had a kid in the car could be dead because of this jackass.
"Yeah, I do this all the time. It's normal." This is a pretty short clip, so this isn't really going to be a very long video. I say that, and you're probably looking down at the duration, and it's somehow 18 minutes because I managed to yap for so long. But it's just one of those things that it's like, well, let's maybe not sweep this under the rug so quickly. People doing stupid shit like this should be called out for it. That's what the internet is for, right? That was the original intention, I'm pretty sure. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin.
Speak, August the Duck.
I better see all the pink. Yes, yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go frame by frame here.
She's doxing herself. Does she videotape herself just rolling on up into her driveway too?
Because I'm just that guy. You can barely tell because the mirror clip of this is not the best quality, I'm gonna be honest. But if you zoom in, it becomes a lot more obvious. This is the moment that the light changes from green to yellow.
I saw it clearly.
As you can tell, she's pretty far from the light right now. Just keep that in mind, okay? I don't know if she's doing something with whatever's mounted here, or if she's just doing something that she doesn't want the camera to pick up. Either way, shouldn't be doing it while she's driving.
What's this?
Why is she yelling? Sounds like she noticed.
Okay, keep going. Okay, I'm stopping. Okay.
She noticed.
Okay,
she just didn't fucking care.
So pretty good display of driving skills right here. I counted, and there was a full 5 seconds between the time that the light turned yellow and the time that she crossed the intersection. And that's 5 seconds of driving at full speed. Later on, she's going to try and make this out to be like, oh, well, the lights change really quick. I don't think so. That's a pretty standard yellow light. I would even argue that that's a slightly longer yellow light than I'm accustomed to.
I could tell by the way she went, ooh, ooh, She noticed, but she didn't want to hit her brake because she knew that if she hit her brake, she was going to have to aggressively hit her brake, and she didn't want to look stupid, so she just kept on going. Dude, she could have been dead.
This did not sneak up on you.
Or even worse, she could have killed someone else because she's an absolute waste of breath if she keeps acting like this all the time. Until she's
right on the red light. That means she wasn't even looking. Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be perfect. I've glanced at my phone. I've picked up my phone to change a song. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a perfect driver. But to not be paying attention to the road for 5 full seconds, especially going into an intersection on a city street, yeah, that's something I have never done. I have never ran a red light in my life. The fact that she's comfortable enough to do this while she knows she's live streaming, I'd be scared to be in a car with her off stream.
Absolute menace to society. Yes,
Okay,
I am judging
no
you
problem.
hard.
That happens all the time. In Austin, you know, like
Wow, that happens all the
stoplights
time.
here are really long.
Bullshit. She
So
knew. She saw it.
usually I just
She
go
saw it.
past.
Insane thing to follow that up with. Holy shit.
Usually
it
I
happens
just go
all
back.
the time.
Okay, she is on camera. She is admitting to traffic crimes, and she just caught herself committing a traffic crime. Can we do something about this? She's also doxing herself, so she shouldn't be hard to find.
The traffic lights are really long.
Any
Who taught
police
this
watching?
woman how to drive? She just admitted to running red lights all of the time. Look,
Yeah.
again, I'm not claiming to be a perfect driver. I
Insane.
speed. I do things you're technically not supposed to. But I think it is a very fair thing to say that
I admit to nothing.
speeding on the highway and routinely running red lights, two completely different things.
Yes.
Running red lights is how you kill people. Not stopping at stoplights or stop signs is how you end up ending somebody's life. I was genuinely nearly killed by somebody running a red light a few months ago. Had I been like,
Last year, we had an incident in my tiny town where these teenagers were not paying attention. They didn't stop at a stop sign. They went out onto the highway, and they unfortunately flipped their Jeep and decapitated themselves. Sad.
like a half a second earlier, I would have been T-boned and that person was fucking flying. To make this like a, oh, oopsie cutesy kind of moment is pretty fucking shitty. This woman does not deserve a license. I hope that she just got embarrassed and flustered and tried to make it seem okay, but like this is the worst thing you could have possibly said.
Retribution!
Insane thing to hope, but I hope she was just distracted and did something she doesn't normally do, because if she genuinely is just running red lights for fun, she should not be allowed behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Thank you, Jibber Rich, for the prime. Appreciate ya. Why did it's
Somebody
fine, it's
paid
fine.
her after
Like,
she admitted
people
all
do
that.
You know, as long as it's yellow.
Okay, so that's
No,
where the clip
people don't all do that, and it wasn't yellow, so you're an idiot.
cuts, and I can't find the original video for it. I think it was taken down. It sounds like she's saying as long as it's yellow, people do it, and like, yeah, people go through yellow lights all the time, if the timing makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty irrelevant considering that you didn't go through a yellow light, you went through a red light. Not only that, you
Did you forget you were on camera, and we saw what happened, and it's immortalized in video form?
were driving for 5 seconds toward a yellow light at what I've got to assume is at least like 35 miles an hour. That's probably about 250 feet that you covered there. Yeah, that is plenty of time to stop for a yellow light. More than enough. Also, you're not like meant to drive through yellow lights. I know everybody does it. I do it. But yellow lights means stop if you can. Only go
No.
through if you can't.
Wrong, August the Duck. It means slow down.
Stop safely. That's what a yellow light is. It doesn't mean hit the gas pedal, or in this case, completely ignore everything around you. I would say it's crazy to me, but I mean, it's not really. But it is concerning to me that I know for a fact that there are millions upon millions of people who drive like this every day, without a single care for anybody in the world but themselves, zero consideration for anybody around them, what they might cause, what life they might ruin. You might say, oh, August, you're overreacting. It's just a red light. She was barely going fast. And to that, I would say a lot of people have died because people think that way. You don't get to blow through a stop sign or blow through a stoplight and just laugh it off. Ha ha, funny. Look at me. I don't know how to fucking drive. I mean, as a grown woman, you should know better. Come on. Now, I already know a lot of people in the comment section are going to be saying shit like, oh, August, you're trying to act perfect. I bet you've never sped or done anything bad before. And like, no, I'm not trying to act that way, but being a horrible, shitty, inconsiderate driver is way too normalized. I might go 5 over on the highway, and that's about
Making a mistake deserves a, oh my god, I made a mistake. That was so bad. Not, haha, I do it all the time. It's normal.
the extent of what I'll do, as long as I can see one single person anywhere near me on the road. Get me on a country road where I can see that nobody exists for miles? Okay, that might change, but being a shitty driver who doesn't follow any sort of law and puts all the people driving around them in danger against their will is way too fucking acceptable these days. Slow the fuck down. Get off your phone. Stop reading chat while you're live streaming while you're operating a moving vehicle. Keep in the back of your mind all of the time that you are operating a 4,000 1,000-pound death machine that's going to obliterate anything it comes into contact with once you're going 75 miles an hour. This is the bare minimum. If you have ever accidentally ran a red light, you should have your fucking license revoked. If you are not responsible enough, if you are not enough of an adult to realize that you are not the only person on the road, and the stupid shit that you're doing affects the people around you, not just your...
I think all cars should have built-in cameras on the outside like Teslas do, so that all of them can kind of see what you're doing, and if you pull anything like this lady, you should have your license revoked.
Yourself, you should not be given access to a vehicle. Can you tell that inconsiderate drivers piss me off? Not trying to be a stick in the mud, but the fact that I would even feel the need to say that is kind of telling. Telling people to take the phone out of their asshole for 5 seconds while they drive to the grocery store should not be a
No, August the Duck. I digress. You must insert the phone into your asshole and leave it there until you get to your destination. That way, you're not on it.
Controversial statements. Look, I get it. You're a live streamer. Filming yourself is your job. Sticking a camera to your windshield and having it point at you is not that big of a distraction. But reading chat while you're driving or doing whatever the fuck she was doing that made her run a red light is clearly pretty fucking distracting.
Probably
Distracted
checking her
driving
makeup.
kills people who I promise you did not want to be killed. Reading a text from a friend or opening an Instagram DM is not worth slaughtering an entire family because you're not paying attention. Call me crazy, but I'm gonna stand by that one. I feel like that's fair. Well, guys, what do you think? Do you think that we should ban Extra Emily from ever driving a vehicle again? Because personally,
Yes.
I don't think that's that bad of an idea. Like I said, there is no excuse for shit like this.
And she should get her account suspended. I'm just saying. Dude, you break the law, you put people's lives at risk, and then you laugh it off like it's nothing? You shouldn't still have a platform for a while. You should get suspended for a little bit at least.
Everybody's going to wind up distracted while they're driving at some point, but putting yourself in a position like this where it's completely your fault and you end up
Stupid.
blowing through a red light egregiously as this, there is just no excuse. You sign an invisible contract when you get behind the wheel of a vehicle to not be a selfish fucking loser. You should not be allowed to be part of society if you think that Twitch chat or a text message is more important than somebody's life, and if you allow yourself to get this fucking distracted reading one of those things, that's what you're saying. There's no way around it. Stop risking people's lives for your entertainment.
Preach, Ducky, preach! Anyway, that's the end. I think we've heard enough. Yeah, like and subscribe if you feel like it. Bye!